Hi, my name is Emanuela Osei. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm into kids' clothing, I'm an actress and a commercial model. My son is 17 months, so almost 1.5 years. Yeah. Um, in 2020, that's when I found out. But in the beginning, I didn't think I'll be pregnant. It didn't cross my mind because back in 2020, in 2019, I had a problem. I was experiencing some abdominal pains. That was in November 2019 after my birthday. So I went to the hospital and then I found out that I had a problem in one of my fallopian tube. But I've not really told anyone about it. So this is like the first time I'm actually sharing it. So I don't want to give like a lot of details because my friends will attack me that I didn't tell anyone about it. So when I found out that I had a problem with one of my fallopian tubes, so apparently it was just one that was functioning. So they advised me I shouldn't delay when it comes to if I ever want to give birth, I shouldn't delay with it. I should give birth early. So it's 50-50. So I wasn't sure. So in my head, I was like, hey, so what if I'm ready to get pregnant and I'm not able? So it has been in my head that hey, so what if I'll never be able to give birth? Because I was really like a kids person. I really love children. So I was like, so what if one day I'm not able to give birth? So aside that thought, everything was okay. Then in 2020, like around March, then that was when we were hearing about the corona. It wasn't yet in Ghana. So we're like, hey, so what if it comes to Ghana and things? But then I still didn't realize I was pregnant. I hadn't checked or anything. So I missed my period. And I was like, hey, oh, I'm pregnant. How? At the same time, I don't know if I should be happy or I should be sad about it because I was like, nah, I don't think I'm pregnant. So I told myself that I made a promise to God that if I find out I'm pregnant, I'll keep it. Because I don't know if I take it out, I don't know if I'll be able to make children again. So I was like, fine. So I went to see my partner. He's called, I call him Ski. So I'll be saying Ski a lot because I'm used to calling him Ski. That, Ski, I've missed my period. He said, and he has always wanted like children. Like, Ella, you have to give me a child. When I was just 22, so I was like, I'm not ready. You have to wait a bit. I'm not ready. So we checked. I was in the bathroom and then I checked and I realized that I'm pregnant. So at that moment, it was mixed feelings for me. I didn't know if I should panic or I should be excited because they said I might not be able to give birth. It's 50-50 and now I'm pregnant. So I was like, what if it's not like a normal baby? Because it's just one fallopian tube functioning. So like I called him and I was like, I'm pregnant. He started laughing. I was like, okay, then let's go and check. So immediately we went to do an ultrasound. So we went to Osu. We came to Osu. There's a there, and then we checked. So whilst the lady was scanning me, she couldn't detect the baby. She couldn't detect anything. She was like, am I sure I'm pregnant? I said, oh, we checked. We checked and we saw that I'm pregnant. I said, okay, maybe it's too early to detect because she's not seeing anything. So when she said that, I got a bit scared that, so what if it's not a normal baby? What if it's an ectopic or something? Because it was just one fallopian tube functioning. Okay, so they said I should come back in 2 weeks to check. So after that, I was like, so how am I going to tell my mom? How am I going to tell my dad? So I wanted to wait for like the 2 weeks to be sure that the baby is a normal baby, a healthy baby, before I'll be able to break the news to her. So for that 2 weeks, I was home with her, all right. And she noticed that, my boobs were becoming big. And like, hey, ma, before I kiss you. I said, yeah, sure. I said, oh, you're okay. I'm meant to subscribe, but I had to lie because I didn't want her to suspect anything. So I remember during that week, I had an argument with my brother, my younger brother. I have 3 brothers, and we fight a lot, and we get along too very well. So I had an argument. Mostly when I argue with him, I'm able to, I'll make sure I win the arguments. But This time I was very emotional about it. I started crying. And mom said, now and I was like, So she was just that, mad and so I got annoyed with her because she was siding with my younger brother. So I said, oh, I won't talk to her again because she has sided with my younger brother. So I wasn't talking to her. It was off and on, and then we still spoke anyways. But she was like, ma, you must say, mommy. I said, oh, mommy, you okay? And oh boy, no, I'll break your heart. And I said, oh no, I'm fine, maybe. So she was at work. She works at the fishing harbor. So she's they offload, they distribute fish to most of the coast stores in Accra. So she said she was supervising the boys to offload some of the fishes, and then a baby lizard fell at her back. And then the woman at the harbor was saying that because mostly they have a term that when a baby lizard falls behind your back, it means that either your child is about to give birth or something. So when she came home, she said, oh, this and this happened at work. Am I sure I'm not said, oh man, it's in a period, but I'm not pregnant. She said, okay, fine. So fast forward, after that 2 weeks, the corona came to Ghana, so there was lockdown. So there was a lot of soldiers on the street. At every junction. So I had to lie to them that, oh, I'm going to the hospital, I'm sick or something. I'm sick. So that was the only way we were able to get through them. So we got to the hospital, and then we went to the lab. And they started scan. When we waited for our turn, and then they did the scan. And then there was a man. He was like, am I sure I'm pregnant? I said, oh yeah, we were here 2 weeks ago. They said we should come back in 2 weeks. So I was like, hey. So I was a bit scared. Why can't they still find a baby? So he was scanning. I had to even open my leg so that he said something. Before it was like, hey baby, you're sure. Then they checked his heartbeat. He was okay. He was fine. So at that moment, I was like, oh, my baby is fine. So I was like, I'm happy. At the same time, I'm worried about how I'll tell my mom about it. So we left, and then me and my husband, we planned to tell our parents on the same day. So he told his parents, and then I told my mom that, oh, mom, no casa. And she was already having ma, minimum. She was like, oh ma. So she was a bit disappointed, but at the same time, I don't know. My mom is one person that really understands me. She never judges me or anything. So after the conversation, she understood me, and then she was like, okay, fine. So that's my husband. I'm so no cry any day. Say minimum and everything. So the following morning, she left a bit late for work. She was like, oh ma, I was like, oh, nice. Finally someone is cooking for me, because mostly I do the cooking myself. Yeah, so that was how I found out I was pregnant. That was the whole story behind it. Yeah. So what I enjoyed the most was how the privileges that comes when you're pregnant. When you go out, people want to help you with your stuff. When I go to the supermarkets, I don't hold anything. People hold it for me because I'm pregnant. And then when I'm home, the way my husband will pamper me, oh, what will he eat? But I wasn't really troublesome when I was pregnant. I was okay. I was feeling like myself after the 5th month. I was feeling like myself. I was able to cook. I was able to do laundry. I was okay. I was okay. I was mostly happy because I didn't want to channel my mind to what the society would say. I was just focused on myself and my baby. And then I'm about to have a baby of my own, someone I can someone I can press, So I was happy about it. Yeah. And then my husband was like, oh, you need to have a baby shower, Ella. You have to, because it's it won't be nice. You need to talk. You need to have a story to tell about it. I said, okay, fine. So we planned everything ourselves. I handled the food. I handled the drinks. I handled the cake. my pregnant self. She see me organizing the baby shower because none of my friends knew about it. So I had to do it myself. And he also handled we just handled it together. Then we planned and then it happened. So I had to send out the invite like a week before because I had to now break the news to my friends. His friends already knew because we were hanging out a lot. So his friends already knew about it. So it was just me, my side, that I was now about to inform my friends. So I was informing them, and at the same time I was inviting them to the baby shower. So I was like, I'm pregnant. They were like, Ella, is that why you haven't been? Like, because I wasn't posting at some point. Because mostly I post about stuff. Everywhere I post about it, but this time I was just missing. I was just not going. So I was using the lockdown as an excuse because we're all at home. Nothing was happening. So that was the only way that helped me hide it very well. So they were happy about it because I was happy about it. I was happy telling them. So they were all kind of happy for me. You won't get anything to say because in so they all came. It was fun. There was games. It was just so fun. My parents were there. My brothers were there. My aunties were there. It was very fun. But after the baby shower, I realized that it's like something good happened to us right after the baby shower. So in my head, I was like, hey, we've done something nice for the baby, and then God has rewarded us. So which means that Charlie, this baby dear, it's a good sign, like it's a good thing. It's good you're having the baby. So after the baby shower, everything went okay. My birthday came. I couldn't go anywhere. My birthday was me and my son, we share the same birthday month. I'm 10th and he's 24th. So during November, around that time, I was home because I could give birth. I was told I could give birth at any moment. So I was home. My birthday, I was home, but I was still hopeful because I'm coming to receive like the biggest gift. Like I was coming to receive my gift. That was my birthday gift. So I was still hopeful and I was still happy about it. So, and also I didn't speak about my dad. I don't know why I skipped my mind. When I got pregnant, I didn't know how to tell him because he's a bit, like strong-headed. And I was his only daughter too. So I told my mom to do the talking. So my mom called him and told him that, say. And he was like, like he felt very disappointed. And he even blamed my mom that she's the reason why I got pregnant. And if he were to be around, I wouldn't have gotten pregnant. So my mom was like, I didn't sound Kasa, I didn't sound the So aside that, he didn't speak to me for like a whole week. Because I talk to my dad every day. I'm very close to my dad. We talk all the time. So that whole week was like the longest time I haven't like spoken to him. And it made me, that was what I was worried about. Now my dad won't support this. So after that week he called. Then he was like, "Minim said, I am a ya pan so that the metiasie." So my member umpire na me swear Boniface. Mr. Boniface, we are not so the acheme. I'm saying kidadi. I said Boniface. So wait me the acheme. So after that, he also forgave. He came to Accra. He met Kobla, and then he noticed that he's not a bad guy. Then at least it gave him a bit, it made him calm a bit. Then we met his family. His family is also very, receiving, very warm. So yeah, it became, everything became very cool at that moment. Then he was like, then he has to marry me. And I told my mom privately, Nama, she should do this for me. I don't want to get married right now. I don't want to be pregnant and then be doing wedding. That's not my dream. That's not how I pictured it. So she just like talk to them and then, they should allow me to give birth. And luckily for me, it was locked down. So nothing was happening. No events. Events were banned. So it helped me convince them that, after I give birth. So at least, he didn't knock in just to, make them know that he's serious about it and he's not going anywhere. So that was the only thing that calmed them down. And then, made them. So they waited for me to give birth. And then we are still planning because it takes a lot to plan a wedding. So yeah, so that was the only way I was able to, convince him. I know everything is fine. I take him to see his grandma. My mom also comes. Like, everything is fine. Our families get along very well. It's like the baby was supposed to happen. That's how I see it. Because I'm not, I'm not really a friends kind of person. I'm always in my corner. So I felt like God rewarded me with that child. Like, He gave me a child, so I won't be lonely. So whenever I'm home, like, it's like I always have company because He's always with me. He's always making me laugh. He's always doing things to make me laugh, and I can't even beat him because I don't want to see him cry because it will break my heart. He makes me that happy. So yeah, that's it. During my pregnancy, I think the first month, second month, third month, fourth month, I was having it really difficult. I mean, when it comes to like throwing up, I was throwing up a lot. Every food I eat, I threw up. Every food I eat, I threw up. And I was spitting a lot because I didn't like how my mouth was tasting. So I had Tic Tac in my bag. There's this minty toffees. I was eating it a lot. I had like a pack of them. So every day I'm eating like 12. That was the only thing that helped me not like spit when I'm out. Like, whenever I feel like that feeling is coming, I just pour like a lot in my mouth so that I don't go and spit somewhere or I feel uncomfortable. But during that 4 months, it wasn't good for me at all, and I lost weight. I became slim. And I'm saying, hey, Obi on him now, Swati stay. I didn't gain weight, nothing. Like, because I wasn't eating, and my baby too was quite a heavy baby, so they made it be on his weight. Like, maybe this is not coming because he's consuming everything in me. I was hungry most of the time, and I'm not craving what I'm craving for. I have to drive all the way to go and get it. Sometimes I'm feeling lazy to even go, and so I'll just be there. I'm not eating. I'm just eating sope, junk foods and things. So I wasn't gaining weight. Yeah. So that was the only thing I didn't like was the morning sickness, and then the abdominal pains I was experiencing. I was experiencing abdominal pains like all the time. When I wake up, when I pee, especially when I pee. After I pee, I experience this severe abdominal pains. I even thought it was like a problem, but they said it was normal. So yeah, that was it. During my I didn't have a normal delivery. I didn't push. Mine was a C-section. So in the beginning, we were looking for a hospital during on the Spintex route. We went to this hospital, but then the hospital seemed a bit empty. Like, I was only patients there, and I wanted like a good hospital. So I changed the hospital. I was going there for some time, and then they called me. And they said, "Oh, we've moved." I had to lie that we moved from Spintex. So just because I didn't want to go, because I was like the only patient there. How? That's not good. So we went to this private hospital. So we're there for some time. We're going for checkups and stuff, and then they asked me that, "Oh, have I had like a problem with my fallopian tube?" Because when they did the scan, they realized that one was. Said, yeah, I did that at a government hospital. That's where I had the surgery. I did the surgery before. That was for the fallopian tube. They said, "Oh, okay, fine." But was it the left one or the right one? But I wasn't really sure. So I had to go back to the government hospital, and just like I ended up transferring from the private one to the government one. And it was so stressful. Like, everything you have to queue up. Everything. And it was so hot. And then it wasn't good for me. I was like, ski, this government hospital, they in Pekra. And they said I had to bring in someone to donate blood for me because I'm not having a lot of blood. My HB is very low. So who can donate for me? So apparently my dad was the only one that was the same, could donate at that point. So he came all the way from, from where he was to Accra to donate. So they had to test his blood to see if he'll be able to, like, his blood was clean to donate, but he realized that he wasn't really well. That's a yare or pneumonia, so he couldn't donate. So after that long queue that we had to be in, he still couldn't do it. So he left. And then I was like, ski, nah, I don't think I can do this. Then I was 39 weeks pregnant. So ski, I don't think I can do this. And already they told me that had to wait for 40 weeks. That was the gap. They said I had to wait for 40 weeks. If I'm not in labor, then they'll have to induce me. And if I'm pushing, and then what they said, if I'm pushing, I'm not able to push because of my. If I'm pushing and then they follow something, they said something about my wound opening, because after the surgery I didn't really heal and I got pregnant. So if I'm pushing and then the wound is about to open, then they'll transfer me. So I was like, so what if like something happens to me? So it got me scared. Like, nah. So I had to choose between waiting and going into labor or doing the C-section. So when I went back home, I was like, nah, Ski, let's go back to the private hospital. I don't think I'm like, they are scaring me. I'm on my issue. So we went back to the private hospital, and they were like, oh, in my situation, do suggest that I have a C-section because of my past. It's like, okay, fine. Then so we decided that we are having a C-section. And they said, okay, so when do I want to give? I said, hey, is that how it is? I choose to give back. I choose the day I want to give. They said yes. So I chose Tuesday. That was the following week. So we planned out Tuesday. That's when I'm giving birth. So Monday we went to buy. We didn't really buy a lot of stuff because they had stuff there already. So we just bought diapers and stuff. So we got to the hospital. Everything was okay. It was okay. My HB came up a bit. That was like 10 point something. They said, oh, it's fine. I can give birth. So at dawn, that night I didn't sleep. I was at the hospital. Like that was Monday dawn. I didn't sleep because people's babies were crying and stuff. I was like, hey, my baby's coming. No, my baby's coming. So I was anxious. I forgot to even take a picture or anything. So I was just there saying, So at 3 a.m., I was so hot. So I was like, why can't I sleep? Obi have say about 5 a.m. my baby name and I'm into me die. So I didn't sleep. I waited until like 4:30. The nurse came to call me. They had to insert something, put some things on me. Then I think when it was 5, the doctors came in. They took me to the theater. I said, I wanted my husband to be there. So he came, he was there. And then mostly when they're about to perform surgery, they inject your spine. And they told me that it's going to be very painful. So I was prepared for it. I was prepared for it. And then they injected me. So when they took me into the theater, my husband was there. He was like, oh, I should relax. He's here. So okay, fine. So they injected my back, and then I couldn't feel my legs. From my hair to my legs went numb. I couldn't feel pain or anything. They said, oh, so they were tapping my leg to see if I could feel. So I said, no, I'm not feeling anything. Fine. So they inserted there's this tube that they insert inside your where you pee from, so you don't have to get up to pee. So it's like you pee into a bag, so it passes through the tube and then it goes into the bag. So I was lying there, and they asked if I wanted to, if they should put me to sleep. And I said, oh no, I want to be up. I want to see how they'll bring out the baby. So I was lying down and they started the surgery. Then I could feel they were cutting through me. And so when they were pulling the baby, I was like, They said, why am I feeling pain? I said, no. Then I started shaking. They said, so like when they pull it, it felt like, even though there was no pain, I could feel them pulling something out of me, and it made me, I was scared. I was like, So when they pulled, are you feeling pain? I said, no. I said, you know what? Put me to sleep, because I was getting scared and I was shaking. I became cold. So they put me to sleep, and I held my husband. So I was holding him very firm. Then they brought him out. I think around 5:40 something a.m. Then I think I was still unconscious, because I was scared and I was still shaking. Even though I was unconscious, I could still feel like the fear. I was still shaking. So they transferred me back to my ward, and I was still passed out a bit. So I was coming back to, being conscious. And I was like, where's my baby? I was crying. I was like, where's my baby? Oh, the baby is fine. Sleep, rest. So I want to see my baby. So I think I fell asleep, and around like 7 a.m. I woke up. My mom was there. My husband was there. My husband's sister was there. They were like, oh, well, did you see your baby? When he has hair, he's fair. Me too, I'm dark. I was like, hey, are you sure? I want to see my baby. So they brought him. I think he hadn't opened his eyes yet. That was after they brought him around 5 something. So he still had his eyes closed, but he was crying a lot. I said, hey, my bandage. I said, oh, bandage, no, he cried. So like 8 a.m. I was like, hey, they should bring him to me. I'm up. I'm okay. I want to see my baby. So they brought him, and he was so white, like he was so fair. His eyes were still closed. And I was like, hi baby. And then he opened his eyes. It's like he knew my voice. He knew that, oh, they brought me to mommy. And then he stopped crying and his eyes were open. That was like the first time he opened his eyes. So he didn't open his eyes to anyone. So that moment was like one of my highlights. It's like, oh, he didn't open his eyes to no one except me. Like, he waited for me to be okay, like to be fine before he opened his eyes. So yeah, that moment was very, I was happy. I was so happy. Then I was able to feel my legs. Then they moved me back to like where my staff was. From that time till the time they discharged me, I think I was there for 4 days. It wasn't easy at all. Everyone's baby was sound asleep. Only my baby, Lucy cries. I was like, why? And then, cause it was a C-section, my body wasn't yet. They said my breast wasn't yet informed that I've given birth, so the breast milk wasn't coming. So I didn't know how to feed him. I had to put his mouth. Like, I had to let him suck my nipple to send signals to my body that, oh, I've given birth. Like, breast milk should come. But it wasn't coming. So I had to, each time he cries, I had to press the button for them to come and feed him, give him baby formula before he would stop crying. And then I was reacting to the injection. My body was itching. So whilst I was trying to feed him, my whole body was itching. And then at dawn, I was scratching my body. It was so uncomfortable. At the same time, he's crying. He won't let me sleep. The hospital was so tiring. It was so tiring to go home. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at the hospital for me. Ever since I had my baby, life, like my priorities have shifted. Everything is about him now. Like every decision I make, everywhere I go, every money I make is about him. Like I don't joke with him at all. My sleep pattern has changed. It's just about him. Like I didn't know that I'll be so invested in someone. So I was like, hey, is this me now? Like everything is about him. It's just him. It's just him. Oh, I left something out. Me and my husband, we had to look for an apartment and then move in together because he wanted to be close to the baby. So during my pregnancy, we were looking for places to stay. So that one too is another story on its own. But we go somewhere to stay and we live. Sometimes we even go out. You see me in my big belly at honeysuckle at 2 a.m. People are like, hey, what's a pregnant woman doing here? But we just want to, like, it was just boring at home. So we just wanted to go somewhere and then, at least release the tension a bit. So yeah, we were together throughout. My mom had to come and stay with us for like 2 months so that she'd be able to bath the baby and do what grandmas do. Yeah, so aside that, yeah, it has power. I think I surprised myself because I didn't think I'll be able to handle this maturely. Because I didn't plan, I didn't get any information from anyone. No one gave me details of how it was going to be. It's like every challenge that came, I was able to handle it. I was able to go through them. And I didn't panic. Like I was okay throughout. I didn't see it as a huge thing I couldn't handle. I handled everything at like every step. Anything it came with, I handled it. It was just, I think I surprised myself. And I told nobody about it. my friends didn't know about it. I only told them about it when I was about to have my baby shower. That was like when I was 8 months pregnant. And I was like, and I even told just four of them. I was like, yeah, so you've kept this from us for like 8 months. Oh yeah. That's why I went, missing a bit. But the COVID helped me because everyone was on lockdown. So we were all inside. So that was how I was able to hide it. I wasn't out. I was just indoors because apparently Corona also would be happy. So that was how I was able to, stay away and not go to. I was going to work at that time. So I had to be at home. After the lockdown, I didn't come back to work. Because I was like 6 months after they lifted the ban and my stomach was out. So nah. I don't think I can go to work again. Already, I was planning to stop working there. So this was like my gateway to stop working there. So aside, I think I really surprised myself. I was very proud of myself for handling this really well. Yeah. Nope. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just reading on the internet, asking my mom how she did it. I was just learning from my mom most of the times, and then I had this what's it called page I follow on Instagram. I was watching a lot of YouTube videos on how to do so many things. So I was learning on the job. I didn't nobody like there were so many things I went through that like no one gave me info about. So it was like new to me. It was new to me. So I was just handling them how I was handling them the way I could, and I got help from my mom, my husband's mom. They all came in. I was like, yeah, that was how I was able to do this because I was learning on the job. Yeah, that's what I'll say. Yeah, I've gained weight after I got pregnant. Yeah, it has. I think my breast became bigger. Now I'm wearing it. That's the only thing I didn't like about throughout the pregnancy. My breast became bigger. I mean, I'm not a breast person like that. So when my breast became bigger, I was like, oh, I had to change my tops. Now I have to buy size 12 tops, and then it was so annoying because I didn't like boobs at all. I wanted my boobs to be the way it was, but I changed and I gained weight. Yeah, aside that was the only thing. That was the only change I saw in me. Yeah. Sleep, dear, you won't get. When it comes to sleep, you won't get. I'm a night person. I'm always up at dawn. Even when I was pregnant, I was always up at dawn. My mom said, "Hey, obey some obaneba on down." I didn't listen. But when he came, this boy will sleep during the day. He will sleep, and at night, hey, that's when he wants to play. My baby wasn't a crybaby. When I brought him home, he just stopped crying. Like he always wants to play unless he's hungry. If he's hungry, he will cry. But as soon as you feed him, that's it. He was a very happy baby. He was always smiling. He smiled very early. He was just full of life. So at dawn he wants to play, and during the day he wants to sleep. So it was like at night I'm up, and during the afternoon, so I have to do stuff. So it's my mom that will sleep with him. Maybe when I had to do stuff for myself, go somewhere or something. Maybe at the time I'm back, he's up. And at night, so I'm tired. That's when he wants to be up. So I was mostly tired. I was mostly exhausted. So it made me very, you think that I'm not happy, but I'm just tired because I'm not having any sleep. So I'm always down. And so much baby dear son. So you think that I was unhappy, but I was rather tired. That was how it looked. Yeah. But aside that, I saw it coming. So I mean, I didn't sign, and no one told me to. I brought this upon myself. So yeah. Mostly that's the chance I get to go through my phone. I get to go through my phone and like be on social media, cook, chat with my husband, because when he's up we don't get to do it. It's always about the baby. So yeah, that's what I get to do. In the beginning, breastfeeding, it was tough for me because When I gave birth, it wasn't coming. So after 4 days, that's when the day I was discharged. When I go home, I realized that my breast was heavy, and my mom said, "Ah, have I squeezed?" I said, "No." So when she squeezed, and I realized that there's something coming. So I gave him some. So I was happy that, oh, finally there's milk coming out of me. Like, I was very excited. But after a week, because he was drinking it a lot, my nipples became sore. So it was very frustrating for me. Even though I wanted to feed him, whenever he's hungry and I'm running away, so I was so managing. So when he starts sucking in, it's so painful. And then he likes food, so he sucks it with all his strength. Like, he wants to get a lot in his mouth, and it was hurting so bad. It was happening for like 2-3 weeks. So I had to go through it. And then the breast milk wasn't enough for him. So I had to mix it with formula. So maybe in the morning I'll give him breast milk. In the afternoon I'll mix formula. When I see that, oh, breast milk now, so I'll just add the so that, because I wanted him to be very full. And when he's full too, he sleeps a lot. So I give him the breast. In the morning I'll make the formula for him. Then maybe in the afternoon when I want him to, and I like the way he would just like, I like the way when I'm breastfeeding, he's so close to me. So that was the only thing I was enjoying about it. So after like 3 months, I realized that he was rather enjoying the formula more. And my mom was like, I didn't undi fruits. And so me di, but he was enjoying the formula more. And then it had an effect on me. I was like, oh, why is my baby not enjoying my breast milk? So it really had an effect. I didn't know that it would affect me like that. It made me sad. Like, doing that, after like some weeks, I was really going through. I was like, this doesn't want to take my breast. Why is he not taking? Sometimes I can pump it into like a bottle. This boy will spit it out like, oh, is that my breast milk? Like, I was very sad about it. So I called my midwife, and she was like, oh, this is not every baby that likes breast milk. Some of them, they enjoy the formula, and it's normal. It's not about you or anything. So I kept trying to see, oh, but still. So after 4th month, he gave up, cry, like, he gave up. He didn't even want to see my breast. Like, he gave up. So I had to stick with the formula. So since then, that's what he's been taking, and yeah, it's like, that's what he preferred. So that was how my breastfeeding journey, went. We washed a lot, but we had a washing machine, so it was normal for me. It wasn't really, even though we were washing like every 4 days, we had to do laundry because he vomits in this a day. I'm changing him like 3 times because he will puke in this one, then maybe he will poo poo, and then to pass through the diaper and then stain whatever he's wearing. So yeah, the washing wasn't a problem for me. It wasn't that. But then my husband enjoys doing laundry, so he was doing it most of the time. Yeah. Yeah, I think I've matured. Like, I've become a different person. Like this. No, I don't. Back then, I used to, I don't know if am I answering the question? Yeah. Back then, I used to, cause I was young. I was still young anyways, but I was more focused on, things that are not relevant. But after I gave birth, it changed my way of thinking. I was more matured. I don't even talk a lot like I used to. Sometimes I can be amongst my friends. I'm just quiet because what they're talking about, I'm not more interested anymore. I just want to get home and then be with my child. And I'm thinking about building my future. Like, I want to make my son okay. I don't want him to go through like the things I went through, the things I didn't get. I don't want him to also lack those things. So now I'm more, I've changed. I can say I've changed. In Komo and me, the things I talk about now is not what me and I'll talk about. I would want to talk about back then. Yeah, I think I've matured. Yeah, I should think so. When I'm able to, yeah. Yeah, I go back to, and I had to do, I'm into kids' clothing. I had to start online. Yeah, I think that's what I didn't want to be away from him. It was really tough. That's one thing don't talk about. It's really tough being away from your baby. You always want to be close to him. And right now, he's the only child, so he's getting so much attention. I feel like we are spoiling him because even when he does something bad, you can't even beat him because the way he will make his face, like he's just too cute, so you can't beat him. So I just wanted to be close to him. So I was working from home. It was when I had a shoot. I do commercials as well. I had a shoot with Onga, and I had to shoot for 10 days. That was the only time I was away from him, but I was coming back. So I'll leave like 6 a.m., come back like 7 p.m. So I was like away from him for and it wasn't okay. So I had to even bring him to set with me. But it was a big mistake. He took my mind from what I was supposed to do. So yeah, I think that was the longest time I've been away from him. Besides that, I work from home, and I think that's okay for me. Going there, I have to wake up extra early. And then it was just me and then my husband. Then we didn't have a nanny. So it was just every time we have to go out, I have to wake up, bath him, feed him. And then you don't have to dress him down because when you dress him down, he'll throw up and then you have to change. So you just wear his diaper, wear his what do you even call it? The thing, the inner they wear inside their clothes. Then just leave him there. I have to pack diapers. I have to pack the baby formula. I have to pack like 3 extra clothes. That's like 2 hours gone. Oh. And then before me, we have to get ready, do makeup, and then the makeup, he will be behind you. When you draw your brows, then he goes, Lucy, come. So before I finish the makeup, we are going to it's almost like 3 hours. So getting ready with him was tough. So sometimes my husband have to hold him, then I'll do my makeup. Then he has to get ready. So I have to do it quick, hold him, then he also get ready. It was tough. It takes a lot of time. And then the bags you have to hold, one for his food, one for his clothes. It wasn't funny at all. It wasn't funny. Yeah, of course. I'm a very playful person, even before I gave birth. So when after I gave birth, I made sure that he's happy. Even when I'm not in the mood, sometimes I'm going through something. I don't want to. I don't want him to see me sad. So I have to. It's like I have to even fake it. I have to play with him. And then when he's happy, it makes me happy. I sing for him. I know he watches a lot of Coco Melon, so I know almost all the songs that I know. Even the next song about, so I'm always singing it for him. We are always playing. He likes hide and seek. We are always playing hide and seek because that's what he enjoys the most. So I'm his playmate now because there's no kid around him. So yeah, I play with him a lot. Yeah. They said after you give birth, you have to tie your stomach so that your stomach will come back to normal. It didn't work for me because I had a C-section. The C-section, you have to put pressure on your stomach. So yeah, my stomach was there for some time. It was after like a year, that's when it came down a bit. So those things, it didn't work for me. It didn't work for me at all. Yes. One thing you should know about babies is that you're going to buy a lot of clothes because they change. Every month they change. So it's either you are buying a big size or you are going to buy. And now I was into kids' clothes. So I ended up giving him most of the things I was selling. Sometimes I just have to buy my own stuff and then let him, he's chubby, he's very chubby. So he gets, it's like, this shirt that I just bought, he didn't even wear it twice. He wore it one and then it's small. The following time I want to wear it for him, it's small. So clothes, you buy a lot of clothes. You're going to buy a lot of clothes because they change every time and they gain weight. And he's a chubby baby, so we have to buy. He was wearing, I think 3 years. When he was 1 year, I was buying 3 years. Yeah, and now he's 1.5. So I'm buying like 3 to 4 years because that's the clothes that fits him and then look a bit bigger on him. So obeshache. Na nimpa so method yes so na washache. Yeah, so that's the only way I was able to get him to fit into his clothes. Yeah. Oh yeah, plenty. We call him Nusi. He's called Nathan Day Kwashiga, but we call him Nusi because my husband was making fun of him when we were looking for names for him. We were going through. I had like 5 names now. We had Nathan Day. We had Dante. We had Magnus, but he was called Magnus because of the news after the Magnus. We came up with Nusi. They said, "Oh, since he's Ewe, there's an Ewe name called Nusianu." So I don't like Anna. I don't like Nusianu. Nusianu it sounds too Ewe. I don't want that. So because he was using that to tease me, and then it became his name. So that's Nusi, but it's not like part of his name. Just the name that we call him at home. And yeah, so we call him Nusi. Noose. Call him Buddy. Yeah, that's it. And Efo. Call him Efo too. I think sticking to, sometimes when you have a child, you get a lot of other people, you get a lot of other opinions from other people on how to raise your child. Sometimes it's very difficult to stick with what you know. So sometimes when I wasn't breastfeeding, I got a lot of people criticizing me. They said, "Oh, maybe I'm to blame. Now, why am I not eating?" Also, I was going through it a lot because people would tell you that, "Oh, you wear the whole money way, far away man." And say, "Oh, me yeah." Sometimes you meet somebody and be like, "Oh, quiet man, meanwhile you do it already." So you get a lot of people are trying to almost on how to raise your kid and stuff. I mean, even though it's an advice from them, and then I try to take the good ones, but sometimes I know how my kid is. He's my son. I know how he is. I know what's good for him. I know the method that I need to use, the method that works on him. So when maybe he's some certain type of way, I'm like, like say, so obey say. So sometimes it's a bit challenging for me because like people don't see my efforts. Like people don't see that I'm actually really trying to be this type of mother for him. Like I'm trying, Pam, but they don't really kind of see it that way. And then they think that maybe I'm the reason why he's like this or something. But it's challenging for me because I know that I'm trying my best. Like he's my time now. He's my full-time job. So I really put in a lot when it comes to him. Yes, that's my son. That's why I appreciate the fact that I always call him like a miracle baby because I didn't think I'll be able to get pregnant. So when he came, he's just turned my life upside down. He's made me so. It's like he has brought some lights upon us. Yeah. So I really appreciate him. Like I'm always thanking God for him because I'm the type that I didn't have a lot of friends. I was always in my corner. So it's like God actually gave me or the name Mame to keep me company. And then right now it's even worse. You don't even see me hang out with anybody. I'm just home with my son. And then he makes me happy. Like he makes me so happy. I don't even know how to explain it. Even when I'm not in the mood, he will do something that will bring me back, like will bring my mind back to him. And whenever my mind is on him, I'm happy. And we enjoy it. Like when sometimes it's just the 3 of us, me, my husband, and him. We're like, hey, today we have a son. Like, look at him. So, like we just started dating. We're like a year old. We dated for 1 year. Then we have a child, and then he's brought so much happiness. Like things started working out for him as well. started working out for me. Like, it was just okay. Everything just changed. Ella just changed to a happy Ella. So I really appreciate him. I really appreciate my son a lot. What I'll say is that you shouldn't really like focus on what others, like other people will say. Yeah, I got pregnant very early at 22, and then the only thing I thank myself for doing was keeping it away from people, because I wanted to focus on myself, and it actually worked for me. I didn't go through societal pressure. I didn't go through I didn't go through that because I prevented it. I blocked it. I told myself that, oh, I'm going to keep it from people because I don't want unwanted attention on my baby. I'm going to focus on myself, and it helped me. It made me happy because I didn't hear bad words. I didn't hear negative things. Sometimes when you hear those negative things, it has an effect on you. Most of my friends that got pregnant, they went through that and it made them sad. Like, you can see, a friend tells me that there was this friend that got pregnant that was telling me that, oh, people are bashing her and stuff. So it made her sad. It made her miserable, and then it affects it affects your baby. It makes your baby a sad baby. On so you have to block those negative comments and then just focus on yourself, because it's your decision, your choice. You decided to get pregnant. It's your child. It is your money that you are going to use to look after your baby, not anybody else. So just block the negative ones and allow the people. Just surround yourself with the people you love. That's also another thing. Surround yourself with the people you love, because sometimes when you're around the people you love, they make you happy, and it makes the baby also happy. He's happy in your belly before he's even coming out. So just focus on yourself. Focus on your loved ones. Focus on making yourself better, and not other people. Those people, they are not family members. They are just people talking. So just focus on yourself. That's all I'll say. Yeah.
Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to share, comment, and like at Dromo Baby on Instagram, Dromo Baby on Facebook, and then Dromo Baby on YouTube.